Good morning, class. So today we start with the coastal plains. I want you to turn to page number 77 in your geography textbook. The coastline stretches to about 6,100 km from the Run of Kutch in the west to the delta of West Bengal in the east. The western and eastern coastal plains meet at the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland at Kanyakumari. The eastern coast is wider and sandier than the western coast. Now before we go and study about both the plains in detail, I want you to go to page number 76, the map given over here. Now from the Run of Kutch over here, right, to coming down to the southernmost tip of Indian mainland, Kanyakumari, then again going back north up towards the Sundarban deltas over here, delta of West Bengal or the Sundarban deltas, the entire Indian coastline from here. The entire Indian coastline is around 6,100 km long. Now, the area lying between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea, this green area is known as the Western Coastal Plains. Then the area lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal on the east of the continent, this green area is called the Eastern Coastal Plains. Now, Eastern Coastal Plains from the Sundarban Delta to here, the northernmost part, let us put it this way, the northern part of the Eastern Coastal Plain is known as Northern Sircars or the Northern Sircar Coast. The southern part of Eastern Coastal Plain is known as Coromandel Coast. Here you have the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland, Kanyakumari. Now if we look at the Western Coastal Plain, the northernmost part is Kandla Coast, includes the coast of Gujarat. Then we have the Konkan Coast, which includes the coast of Goa, Maharashtra and the upper part of Karnataka. And then we have the Malabar Coast, which includes the lower part of Karnataka and entire Kerala. Now going back to page number 78. The Western Coastal Plains. It stretches from the Gulf of Kutch of Gujarat in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. With a length of about 1,500 km, it is broadly divided into three parts, such as the Kandla Coast, which includes the Gujarat coast, the Konkan Coast, which includes the coast of Maharashtra, Goa and a small part of upper Karnataka. And the Malabar Coast includes the lower part of Karnataka and the entire Kerala coast. Now the two peninsular rivers of India, Narmada and Tapi, flow into the Arabian Sea through the western coast of Gujarat and form estuaries at their mouths. Now let us quickly go and see river Narmada and Tapi. Here they are meeting here, the confluence of the rivers is here, therefore forming estuaries. When we talk about estuaries are confluence of rivers and seas where tidal action forms deep creeks along the streams. Now, studying further about the Western Coastal Plain, it is a narrow strip of lowland between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea with almost 65 km wide in the northern part and about 100 km wide in its southern extent. So here it is around 60 km going up to 100 km over here in its southern extent. The Western Coastal Plains are narrower and are rocky than whereas the Eastern Coastal Plains are sandier, wide, and they have popular beaches over there. Now coming back to page number 78. The western coast of India is rocky and irregular and forms steep slopes towards the sea. Therefore, wide and continuous sandy beaches are not common here except some in Goa. So there are 4 or 5 beaches in Goa which form a major tourist attraction. The coastline has prominent natural harbours such as Kandla, Mumbai, Marmagoa, Bangalore and Kochi. So all these natural ports are not outlined over here, children, except for the Kandla port. Nothing can be clearly seen over here, so we'll go back to page number 78. Now, the Malabar coast in Kerala has several lagoons or backwaters. They are great tourist attractions besides being useful for irrigation. Now, coming to eastern coastal plains. The northern coastal plain is lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. That I have already shown you. It is wider and gentler than its western counterpart. It stretches from the Ganga-Brahmaputra delta in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. That also we have cleared out in the map. It is broadly divided into two parts. The northern half is called the Northern Sircar coast, and the southern half from Nellore to Kanyakumari is known as Coromandel coast. All the rivers including Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri form elaborate deltas before falling into the Bay of Bengal through the eastern coast. Now let us quickly go back to page number 76 and let us see the main rivers. We have the Brahmaputra over here, which originates in the Mansarovar over here. In Tibet it is known as Zangpo, and then it enters India as Brahmaputra, then it enters Bangladesh where it is known as Jamuna. The river Ganga, when it enters Bangladesh, it is known as Padma. Both Padma and Jamuna meet and they are known as Meghna, and they drain into the Bay of Bengal. Whereas Ganga, its tributary Hooghly, it forms a wide extent of delta over here. It also drains into the Bay of Bengal. Then we have river Mahanadi, which drains into the Bay of Bengal. Then coming down south, we have river Godavari, river Krishna over here, then river Kaveri, which again drains into the Bay of Bengal. And all these rivers you can see over here, they form extensive deltas. Krishna delta, river Godavari, we have the Mahanadi delta, and we have the Ganga delta, Ganga Brahmaputra delta, which is also known as the Sundarban deltas, being the largest deltas in the world. Now going back to page number 78, children. Some of the famous beaches in the eastern coast of India are Marina Beach, Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari Beach, Kerala and Kovalam Beach, which attract a large number of tourists from the world. There are many important ports along the east coast of India such as Haldia, Paradip, Visakhapatnam, Chennai and Tuticorin. Now coming to the island groups. India has two groups of islands, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Islands on the Arabian Sea. Both the island groups lie on the main shipping sea lanes of maritime trade in the world. So let us first look at Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are of volcanic origin. This island group consists of 300 small islands. So Andaman and Nicobar are a group of 300 small islands, whereas Lakshadweep is 30 islands. Now, Middle Andaman in the Andaman group is the largest, and the Greater Nicobar and the Nicobar group is the largest. They are the extensions of the Himalayan range that went under the water of the Bay of Bengal at the time of formation. Now, important information: the Barren Island, which is the only active volcano in South Asia, is located here. After nearly 150 years of dormancy, it had an eruption in 1991, then later on in February 2017. Saddle Peak is the highest point in this island group with the height of about 740 meters. The archipelago of Andaman and Nicobar Islands lies at a distance of about 1000 km from the eastern coast of Tamil Nadu of the mainland of India. Archipelago is a group of islands. They form a union territory of India with its capital at Port Blair. Most of these islands are uninhabited. Some are inhabited by tribes which are still not integrated into the mainstream, and they are being preserved as such. Even to go to the Barren Island, you need special permission, and only government authorities are allowed to go and survey the Barren Island. No civilian as such can go there. Now, the Nicobar Island is separated from the Andaman by a 10-degree channel. Indira Point in the Nicobar Islands was the southernmost point of the Indian Union that got submerged underwater during the tsunami of 2004. Let us quickly go back to page number 76 and see whether they have the 10-degree channel marked over there. No, they haven't shown it as such. So coming back to Lakshadweep Islands. The term Lakshadweep means 100,000 islands. In total, there are 36 islands, out of which only 10 are inhabited. Underline, these are Androt, Amini, Agati, Bitra, Chetlat, Kadmat, Kalpeni, Kavaratti, Kiltan and Minicoy. There are 4 newly formed islets and 5 submerged reefs. Islets are small islands which are scattered away from each other. Reefs are ridges of rock, coral or sand on the sea and ocean beds in strips. Lying 300 km off the Kerala coast in the Arabian Sea, they are of coral origin. They are coral reefs. In the north is Bitra Island and the south is Minicoy Island. The capital of the Lakshadweep Islands is Kavaratti and they form the smallest union territory of India. Some atolls are barely 1 meter higher than the sea level and are under a threat of being submerged due to rising sea level. Atolls are ring-shaped chains of coral reefs. Now with this we have come to the end of the chapter. The entire chapter is very important, keeping in mind not just that you are an Indian but the wealth of information that you have got to learn by heart. Each and everything is important. Make sure you learn it by heart. Now anything which you have not understood, please make sure to note it down and we'll discuss it when the school reopens. Now coming to objective type questions. Let us quickly go through it. 82.5 degree east is the standard meridian of India. Arunachal Pradesh in India has the lowest population density. Kanchenjunga mountain peak is located in Sikkim. Sundarban is the abode of famous Royal Bengal tiger. Malwa Plateau lies between the Aravalis in the north and Vindhyas in the south. Fill in the blanks. The Tropic of Cancer runs through the center of the country, dividing it into temperate northern zone and tropical southern zone. The latest state created in India is Telangana. The Gangotri and Yamunotri glaciers are extremely slow-moving rivers of solid ice and snow and form a part of this range. The northern half of eastern coastal plains is known as Northern Sircar Coast, or simply you can write Northern Sircars or Sircar Coast. Indira Point in the Nicobar Islands is the southernmost point of Indian mainland. That is not India as such, it is Indian mainland. Sorry, what am I saying? Yes, it is, sorry children. Indira Point in the Nicobar Island is the southernmost point of the India. Indian mainland is Kanyakumari. Now, true or false? India is surrounded by Arabian Sea in the east, Bay of Bengal in the west and Indian Ocean in the north. It is false. To the west is Arabian Sea is to the west, Bay of Bengal is the east and to the south is the Indian Ocean. The Himalaya extends from 2,500 km from Kashmir in the west, Kashmir in the north to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. Or simply you can say west also over here, but generally it is taken as north, children. So please put a cross over here. I'll discuss it with your other teacher and we will see whether we'll take it as west or north. Or we can quickly, after this, discussing this, we can go back to the location, extent of the Himalayas. Eastern Ghats are lower than the Western Ghats. True. Andaman and Nicobar are separated by 12-degree channel falls. It is called 10-degree channel. The Lakshadweep Islands are of coral origin. True. Now, quickly going back to the extent of the Himalayas. It is not clearly given over here. Kashmir is never taken as the west, children. Kashmir, yes, it is given as Kashmir in the west. So this is true. This particular statement over here, the second one is true. Now with this we have come to the end of the chapter. Please make sure that you learn the chapter thoroughly and do the written work in your fair geography notebooks. Thank you.